Have you ever lost someone and at a young age? I have. I lost my father, Andrew Triplett, on the USS Cole, October the 12th of 2000. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the USS Cole, but it was a United States destroyer that was bombed by a terrorist group called Al Qaeda, which was ran by Osama bin Laden. I would like to inform you my experience about how I went, what I have to go through, what I went through as a child and what I'm going through as an adult, and how I would like to deal with it in the future. And that being said, let's talk about the past. It all started when my grandmother called my mother October the 12th, and she asked my mom what ship was Andrew on, and my mother told her it was the USS Cole. And she had a brief pause, and she said it was just attack. And next thing you know, my mother was telling me about it, and then boom, she said that they declared him missing. And then weeks later, after that, they said that he was dead. And from all of that, I knew what happened, but I really didn't, because I was so influenced by not only what my family was telling me, but what the media was saying. And that being said, I never really expressed what I felt. I never really cried. I never really felt it until now. So from those emotional times, I would like to say how I'm working on getting the proper closure. And now in the present day, I could say I've learned more than what I knew back then, and that's consists of how he died and where he died and why it all happened. And from all of the information that I've gathered now, my father didn't die in the engine room like they said. He actually died in the cafeteria, near the cafeteria, which is like a floor up. And why it happened, they said so many things, but of my knowledge, it happened because they were just born in the United States. And I wish I could say I have moved on a little, but I really haven't, because when I go through things like the 4th of July, I experience Great Depression, and I am always crying, and I'm just trying to get through the days and the moments, but it's hard. And let me explain by what I mean. Like, when I think of my father, I physically hurt in my heart, and my body gets numb, and my mind is so distorted from all the thoughts of what happened back then and what I know about him now. And that being said, I hope that just because my present was rough, I hope that in the future I could move on. And what my future would be like is I could be at ease of my loss, and I could one day speak to my children, letting them know that my father was a good man, and he was a hero, a professional, and a great leader in the Navy. And that day, when I will finally be able not to cry when I speak of him, will be the day that I will be at peace and happiness. And I know my future will be great. but this is the only way I can close this speech. And the present, the past, they might be rough. They might have been rough, excuse me, but the future, you can only expect better. And I will hope that I can move on one day knowing that he is a good man and knowing what I know now without getting upset and just being able to move on with my life. And after all of that, I would thank you so much for listening to my speech. And I will hope that you get what I was saying and what I actually went through. So thank you.